They sleep on you, tuck 'em in. Meet me at the top, if you bought, I'll drop my pen. So many stars in the making, thank you, sing. Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like medicine. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining, it's happening.
A hot, humid, and windy afternoon at York Lions Stadium. Fans rolling in today as AFC Toronto clashed with the Vancouver Rise for the fourth time this season, but for the first time at home. Hello and welcome to NSL Soccer, presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Canadian Sports Hall of Famer Craig Forrest. Toronto right now sitting third in the standings here in Week 13, but still looking for its first victory for its home fans. And Craig, they had a 2-1 defeat to Ottawa at home last week. It was late in the game as well, but despite that, London, Ontario's Kyla Novak is impressing on the attack and earning herself more time on the pitch.
Yeah, she certainly is. She's doing a really good job in the offensive area of the park as well. I mean, she can break up plays defensively, but really offensively is what you're looking at. Not afraid of having a shot at target as well. Doesn't really probably get as many goals as she could, but as she develops, she certainly will. But she brings others into play, plays on the front foot, makes herself available, opens herself up, and is, like you see here, not afraid of having that shot on goal as well. Running with the ball, very impressive. Bringing others into play, like I talked about, but the timing of passes has just been really good. And at 24 years of age, she's growing into herself and into this team, and one for Vancouver to really watch out for today.
And progress is what this is all about. We're seeing it there. Third straight start for Kyla Novak this campaign. Head coach Marko Milanovic saying that they are looking to convert more on the opportunities they are getting, because they're getting them. Of course, it's so windy out there. You could see it on their kits during warm-up. Here's the starting 11 for AFC Toronto. Again, this is the fourth meeting with Vancouver, a team that is showing some great strides offensively. When you look at Lauren Rowe, third in NSL goals with 5. Sierra Cotillard in net today as she'll get her third start of the season. And while AFC Toronto is yet to get that win at home, Kaylee Hunter wants to turn that around today. It's her 11th straight start. We spoke with her earlier. Kaylee, you've had 2 goals and an assist in your last 3 matches. What's been clicking lately for you personally?
I think for me, it's just kind of basing off of our team's performance. I think we've been pretty solid our last 6 games. I don't think the results have kind of gone our way, but I think we've put on really solid performances. And yeah, I'm just going off the energy that my team gives me. I'm getting in good chances, and yeah, it's just a matter of time before they all start falling in the back of the net. And yeah.
So 4th game against Vancouver this season, but first time getting to host. And we know that these rivalry games come down to small moments. What do you see as being key for AFC Toronto to come through with a win today?
Yeah, I think like you said, we've always had a good rivalry against Vancouver, and we treat every game the same. We don't change much. So just the same mindset and the same momentum going into this game like we have all other games this season. And yeah, I think being in front of our home fans, that's definitely going to be an asset for us. And we're just trying to put on our best performance and get that 3 points today.
Thanks so much, Kaylee. Have a great game. Meanwhile, Vancouver on its 3rd straight road trip, coming off their biggest win, though, of the season last week. 4 goals against Calgary, and Craig scored by 4 different players.
And that's important for Vancouver to certainly spread the scoring out a little bit, because they're going to need to do so. They have a lot of injuries. They have mixed their lineup up quite a bit, but scoring against Calgary was obviously important to them, and it's their first win against Calgary, which is important as well. But getting an amount of players on the score sheet will give them some confidence coming into a match where they could leapfrog Toronto if they could manage a win away from home.
It meant a lot for them to get that first win in Calgary against a Wild team, and that just speaks to the rivalries in this league, Craig. You know, you look at a team like Calgary, they're struggling, but that was an important matchup for Vancouver. As we take a look there at Mia Ponte getting that first NSL goal last week. Head coach Enya Heiner-Moller telling us it's been amazing to have her, and this is the Mia that they believed in, and she just keeps growing. Her 8th start of the campaign today. You have Morgan McAslin, goalkeeper, getting her 6th start this season. And getting her first start in just her third NSL appearance is 16-year-old Mila Iwasek. We checked in with her about this big day before warm-ups. Mila, congratulations on getting your first NSL start today. What was your reaction when you found out?
Yeah, I was extremely excited and grateful, and just seeing that I've earned that start, it was super exciting. And it's all possible because of the teammates and the players around me that have supported me throughout training, games, throughout all of that, and they've allowed me to be confident in myself and my abilities, so it's helped me perform on the field and earn this start.
Well, to that point, this is your first time playing AFC Toronto, and you're doing it on the road. This is a rivalry with quite a bit of history already early on. What have you learned from your pro teammates to get you ready for this matchup in particular?
Yeah, it's been super fun watching them and just seeing this rivalry go on and going out to the games at home and watching them when they're away. I'm super excited to partake in this and have a chance to fight for my team for this win. And yeah, it's going to be super fun, and I'm super excited to play with my team and be able to play against Toronto.
Well, we wish you the best. Have a great match. A lot on this line in this rivalry with razor-thin margins. We love this matchup. Don't go anywhere. Kickoff is next.
Watching dough rise always fills me with inspiration.
Don't ever look at my savings account. The dough doesn't rise.
BMO has 2 simple ingredients to make your savings rise. Great interest rates and no monthly fees.
Yeah, that would do it all right.
Plus, get a cash bonus for opening a checking and savings account.
So BMO helps your savings grow bigger faster.
Like a triple dose of yeast.
You're hired.
What? No, I wasn't looking for it.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
BMO. First game. First whistle. First goal. First jersey. First autograph. First favorite player. First away game. First big win. First time thinking, that's gonna be me. Firsts help us move forward together. Toyota, founding partner of the first professional women's soccer league in Canada.
We are deep into stoppage time. Oh, they must be careful here. Oh, no! But hang on, they are checking it. It's going to be in the hands of the VAR. The goal has been reversed! They have felt everything it is possible to feel.
Welcome back to York Lions Stadium, Toronto and Vancouver. Very familiar foes in this league. They were finalists, of course, Vancouver upsetting Toronto, if you will, the Supporter Shield winners last season at BMO Field in that final epic, making history as the inaugural champions right now, just having a moment on the pitch, arm in arm. The weather conditions today, you can tell, windy, strong gusts already to 31 kilometers per hour, 25 degrees Celsius, cloudy with 73% humidity to start. And they're aware of the conditions. It's been a wild week in this part of the world. If you're just joining us, some terrible air quality from forest fires. That's starting to clear out at the very least, but of course, teams will have their eye on that too. And we are underway. AFC Toronto looking for their first home win. They've had 2 draws, so they've earned points at home and 2 losses. You see Vancouver being aggressive early here.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how Vancouver play this as well, because defensively they need to be better, and offensively they're going to put them under some pressure here early on.
Vancouver wanting to strike early and often. They were able to get those 4 goals in Calgary. It was their first win in Calgary ever. They weren't able to do it in their inaugural campaign last season. some early communication. And this is a team, when they do these back-to-back-to-back away games, they're also going back home to Vancouver. It's a lot of travel. They're finding their way here. As we see Mariah Lee pass it off to DeFilippo. Quinn, and a goal to start in the second minute at that. Vancouver Rise strike early. Sierra Cotillard just nowhere to go on that one, and Anna Bout puts it away, her second goal of the season.
What a start for Vancouver. On the front foot, getting at Toronto. This is a side Vancouver has struggled to be consistent, but they come out of the gates here, and what a goal that is at the far post. Great little ball, just dinked in there. DeFilippo always involved, holds the ball up well, shows that patience that sometimes she doesn't always show, and at a tight angle manages to finish that off, and Bout with a nice goal for Vancouver to start this one off. 1-0 Vancouver away from home. And away from home is what they know, because they don't play many at home.
Yeah, they've had a lot of road games to start this season, and you know, I guess the flip side of that is, you know, there's going to be a good stretch at home, and they love it. They love playing at Swangard. We've heard it from head coach and players, but this is extra sweet. So the way it's worked so far, Toronto with 2 wins on Vancouver this season, 1 defeat. All 3 of those games played in Vancouver.
Yeah, after this match, the next 8 of 9 for Vancouver will be at Swangard. So getting a result away from home and then setting themselves up with a bunch of home games must be pretty inspiring for them to start off that quickly today.
And just to set the table, Vancouver with 4 wins, 1 draw, 6 losses on the season. AFC Toronto also with 4 wins but 3 draws, and that really shakes things up, but it also only puts them 2 points ahead of Vancouver on the table right now, and that means a 3-point win for the Rise here will shuffle it up to close out week 13. Cotillard getting this first start after AFC Toronto announcing this week that Sophia Manor has departed the club. They've mutually agreed to terminate her contract, and this will allow her to pursue a professional opportunity in Europe, but we have some early contact here.
Yeah, Rollins comes out wide to close down and ends up fouling. It's got another good position for Vancouver here early on inside 5 minutes. Rollins has been an excellent player at 21 years of age for Toronto. She's way beyond her years as far as maturity goes, and her footballing IQ is right up there. She won't be too happy with giving a free kick in this area of the pitch, but overall she's always willing to get in the face of attackers and compete.
A big opportunity here. Camila Reyes from Colombia taking this. Solid delivery. So it's played back in by Jalen Wright. Reyes, Cotillard pulls it down.
That'll do her some good, Cotillard, because she has not played for quite a while with Manor departing. She's played the last 6 games, so difficult conditions as well for goalkeepers, and the wind, I think, is going to play a part one way or the other in this match somehow. It's quite a leveler, but at the moment it doesn't look too bad, but we're expecting some pretty heavy winds.
The good news is some weather watches in place for lightning that have ended now. It's great to see, lightning and rain. Of course, the weather can have other plans. We know this, Craig. Mother Nature has other plans sometimes, but
there was a tornado thrown in there somewhere too.
There certainly was. There was a watch and a warning at one point, but here we are, and the match is underway. An early start from Vancouver, if you missed it, in the 2nd minute and about. On the front foot and getting shots on target at that, forcing Cotillard to make these saves early.
Yeah, getting in really good positions, Vancouver, right out of the gates. Much more energy than Toronto has shown so far.
Cotillard was terrific in their inaugural campaign at 13 appearances, 11 starts, 7 clean sheets for this AFC Toronto team that finished first in the regular season. Couldn't find a way to earn that inaugural championship against this Vancouver Rise team. And that's why it feels, Craig, like this rivalry in particular is always going to have a little bit of extra, what do you want to say, spice, mustard, however you want to put it.
Yeah, for sure it is. And then obviously being finalists last season is going to add to that as well. And both of these teams are strong. It just shows the strength of the league, and then as well as the other teams strengthening their own squads to put in Ottawa in particular has been absolutely brilliant this season. So not an easy league to win, and certainly back-to-back is going to be very difficult for Vancouver.
Yeah, we see that separation in the standings. And our first look at Morgan McGaslin. So impressive.
She had a bit of a tough start to the season. I mean, well, the team did. More so. They conceded an awful lot of goals. They weren't all her fault. Then they went with Wolf for several games, and that youngster did quite well. And then back to McCaslin.
Out of bounds there. And such a great point about McGaslin. She played 27 of 28 matches last season, the Golden Glove winner. And then she got off to a bit of a rocky start. But what's great to see is a balance here for Vancouver fans where her goals against things are starting to even out a bit after that rough start. And it is all about how you play through an entire season. Vancouver knows that. They were out of the playoff picture several times last season, and then it's how you finish.
Yeah, they started off poorly this season, but there's some changes, some major changes to Vancouver, so they've had to deal with that and grow into the season a little bit.
Kaylee Hunter wanting to pounce. She's had a strong run as of late. 3 goals in the second season so far, but 2 goals and an assist in her last 3 matches alone. Quinn in their 9th start of the campaign. Places it beautifully for a header to Filippo. A beautiful goal for Vancouver as they double up early here, 2-0 in Toronto.
I'm not sure what Toronto are actually doing at the moment, but one thing, they haven't got out of bed yet. I don't know if they thought this game was going to be canceled, but this is just a disaster from their standpoint. But for Vancouver, this is excellent. Quinn picks out DeFilippo, who you really want on the end of those crosses. She's big, she's strong, she can get on the end of it and finish really brilliantly well. Not going to miss from 6 yards out, but the ball from Quinn was just perfect. And Toronto, 2-0 down.
I was just going to say leadership from Quinn through and through, assisting both of these goals here in the first half. Within the first 9 minutes, of course, the first goal coming just 2 minutes into this one. What a dream start right now for Vancouver, and this has got a sting for AFC Toronto. They really felt the pain of that 2-1 loss last week because it came off of a set piece and DB Pridham being left wide open, and now we're seeing some mistakes happen here too.
Yeah, Pridham, you don't want to leave her unmarked. Or
no. DeFilippo as well. I mean, these are heavyweights in this league. Rollins taking some contact here. April Lantain in her second year, hailing from Whitby, Ontario.
Now Vancouver just got to keep themselves defensively aware because they've struggled this season. They've conceded 29 goals so far in the season. Only Calgary have conceded more. So it gives you an idea how fragile they can be if teams get at them, and they haven't been tested in the first 10 minutes yet. But we expect them to.
Watch DeFilippo just putting on the speed and almost chasing that ball down, getting in front. And there's a real intention here, and you have to think that 3 straight road games. Yes, you're going to have that stretch at home, but you want this one to count. What a punch by Coda Yard as Quinn was looking to put that in the back of the net.
Well, when you have that confidence, Quinn's going to have a go. Assisting is one thing, and scoring goals she could do as well. But they have a really good chance here. That's a good save, and the goalkeeper, nice and safe. Good height, but she should make that save. But it'll do her confidence some good. Nice shot from Quinn.
Quinn with 1 goal already against Toronto this season. Played 45 minutes last week. That was the second half as we have our first corner. Vancouver looking for 3. They get it! Oh my! 3 big goals in the first half. They're on a roll, and it's Tori Tumeth, her first NSL goal.
What are we watching here? This is absolutely dynamite from Vancouver. Another great ball in. Toronto just sleeping, not willing to attack the ball, not willing to get close enough to players. And Tumeth just sneaks in there, really unmarked, with a free header that Cody Yard has very little chance at.
So 2 headers back to back here. That's huge. Tori Tumeth just all smiles, hailing from Sydney, New South Wales, 25 years of age. Just her 3rd match played against Toronto. She did not play in their first meeting of the season. How much fun is this when you just get to pile on early? And we haven't seen too many lopsided outcomes in this matchup, except for Toronto's 7-0 win last season. Is that what Vancouver's looking to lay out here? I mean, if they continue on this pace.
Well, we have to see a reaction from Toronto here at some stage. They've got to get a grip of this match, get a hold of the ball, possess it for a while, gain some confidence. They're not out of this match because we know Vancouver can concede so many goals, so they can't concede another one, I would say that much.
Well, and when you consider Cotillard was in net for one of Toronto's wins against Vancouver this season, but she only had to make 1 save. She did allow 2 goals, conceded 2 goals. But clearly a much better defensive effort from AFC Toronto in that match. You see Nikki Small having some words there, and a booking as well early. This game seems to have it all. That one assessed to Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez is just a little bit aggressive there, but I didn't see an awful lot in that to warrant a yellow card, but that will set the tone for these players to be careful.
Yeah, first yellow card for Maite Lopez, who's been a great addition, just 19 years of age, Angel City FC. She spent some time, and she's on loan from them here, a big addition to the Rise. Really does feel like Vancouver came out knowing we don't know what this weather's going to do. We don't want to leave it to any chance. Let's just get those goals early and pounce when we can.
One thing when you're on the road as much as they have been, and they've been back and forth across the country, that travel has got to get to them, and they might see some fatigue as this match grows on. But you're also spending an awful lot of time with each other as well, training. I know because of the conditions they've been training inside, and you're just well and 100% focused on what you're doing in your environment around you. Sometimes that can really help a side like Vancouver, and I think that's showing early in this match in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, great point. We see Mia Ponte out to touch. Nikki Small trying to take it back, and again, fantastic possession off the crossbar. So dangerous. It was just that close, Craig.
Another great effort. Really well played. Tried to just drift that lead into the top corner. Does a really nice job with that. Gets a little bit of space. Great effort. And another one that if it was under the bar would have found the back of the net for sure. I don't think the goalkeeper would have got to it.
As a goalkeeper, Craig, I mean, what is going through your mind? And this is tough. I'm not saying that this is what Sierra's feeling, but you know, you faced 6 shots. You've had 4 on target, 3 goals early on in this match. Yeah,
it's not an ideal start. I always be more concerned about, you know, crosses, the wind conditions for a goalkeeper that hasn't played an awful lot lately. She's going to have to feel her way into the match, but she really has not had an opportunity to do that and has been extremely exposed. And they should know that too, Toronto. They should do a little bit better protecting the goalkeeper, certainly early on in these in the match, but that has not happened.
Yeah, and Koja Yard with 1 win, 1 draw on this season. The team has played 10 matches leading into this one. Vancouver has 1 more to their tally. I mentioned it earlier that Sophia Manor no longer with AFC Toronto, a mutual decision as she pursues a pro opportunity in Europe. And she is from Europe, but Camille Reyes just needing some extra time.
Yeah, it was a pretty crunching tackle. Important player, very good on the ball, good at delivering in the box.
And you know what?
Tidy.
Great at communicating with our cameras too. Hey, thumbs up, we're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate that.
I know it's for the bench, but you know what? It works for us as well. And she was the one who had that fantastic corner to set up the goal, the 3rd goal of the match from Tori Tumith, opening up her NSL account. And that's, Craig, you touched on it prior to this match. This is exactly what Vancouver wants. They were stalled in their offense, and they're getting a lot of diversity, plenty of players now adding to their stats and helping this team succeed.
Yeah, and it's incredible what confidence can do in scoring 4 against Calgary last time out with 4 different goal scorers. Everybody wants to get involved.
Toronto yet to fire a shot toward Morgan McCaslin. Ashley Cathro, a returning player. Along with April Lantain, finding Nikki Small. Gets the ball to Kaylee Hunter, and no surprise, in comes Vancouver jerseys. A strong tackle on Hunter. Just as quickly, Rise take possession once more. Quinn taking contact on their way down. If you notice the flags towards the back of the screen there is that wind, and it's actually in a favorable direction for Vancouver. So not only getting the assist from Quinn, but maybe an assist from the wind. You never know, it all helps. And a whistle there. Offside. We see Novak, who's really been standing out for this AFC Toronto team.
Somewhat surprised Toronto's not putting a little bit more pressure on the ball. They're in a mid block, and as things get to the halfway, it gets a little bit tighter, but it's been pretty easy for Vancouver to play through the lines.
Shots are 7-0 in favor of Vancouver. So this first half has been theirs. You're seeing that reflected. And what a battle from Mariah Lee. Sarah Stratigakis, a fantastic midseason pickup last year. And you have to think about the incoming talent for Toronto. Got a chance to speak with Lena Solano prior to this match, but there's others as well. And for Vancouver, all we were told, a little bit cryptically, but we understand, yes, we are very much looking forward to this transfer window opening, and we'll learn more in the days to come. Rise off to a great start, fantastic pace, and that will certainly be a foul.
Bit of pressure by Toronto there. putting Vancouver under some pressure, which they're going to need to do because it's just been too easy for Vancouver to pass around. But
and you need to start making adjustments here. Those 3 goals coming within the first 12 minutes of this match, just piled on. And it was AFC Toronto that got off to the quick start last week on this field. Just 2 minutes in, Lauren Rowe, her 5th of the season. Hunter stopped once more. Strong matchup there. Tumith got the goal, and she's meeting the moment now. Throw in for Toronto in the attacking third. Nice play, Strategakis. Feeds it to Hunter. Out at the near sideline. Vancouver is such a strong passing team, and just looking at the numbers early in this match, Craig, total passes 102 to 84. It makes sense. We've seen them with the ball more often. Nice slip. Strategakis couldn't finish.
a little bit better from Toronto. Got a decent area at the top of the box. At least they had bodies forward. Novak just trying to feather one through, just a little bit unlucky. Good defending from Vancouver to break that up.
Fontaine. Ball taken away by Reyes off the body of Small. Looking for Lopez once more. She scored last week. It's back the give and go, and strong read there from Cody Yard, able to assess what was happening early along the ground.
Good work from Lopez. She actually wins the ball back, links up really well, and ends up with a shot on target. Unfortunately for her, it was straight down the middle, but dangerous just the same.
Speaking of dangerous, DeFilippo had a beautiful header for the second goal of the match. Vancouver crisp as we see Tumith again with a touch. She's represented Australia internationally at numerous youth levels. Reyes finds Quinn. Sound positioning here from this Vancouver team. They just know where they are. Toronto unable to catch up right now. It's still early. In the 25th minute we are. Be a goal kick there as DeFilippo sent that wide of the net.
She's so active, DeFilippo. She does a really good job. Sometimes a little bit more patience is needed, but early in the parts of this game, she's been very impressive in that area. Showing the feet, strong, holding the ball up, bringing others into play. It's been very good.
You're watching the NSL on TSN, presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. Daniela Ponticelli alongside Craig Forrest in what was a very fast and furious start if you're just joining us. The visiting Vancouver Rise. Their first time in Toronto this season, but their fourth meeting with this very familiar rival. Very physical game here. We had an early booking of Lopez. We're seeing some solid tackles. We'll have a kick here. Already one successful set piece earlier, that one from the corner. Reyes along the ground, Lopez giving chase. Not quite the power she wanted on that.
Good aware set piece. Toronto holding a very high line, which is a good idea. With the problems that they've had in the air in the early parts of this game, but then a little pass slid in there with Lopez having an opportunity.
Lopez actually made her NSL debut in a home loss to Toronto back on April 25th, and really got to finally taste some victory in a match she played in last week in Calgary. So you have to think she just wants more of that. Fontaine. She's been getting touches. Still trying to find a way through. And Craig, we heard from Marko Milanovic yesterday that it comes down to small details, who can execute better. We're seeing that already in this match.
Yeah, except for him, the wrong team has been executing, and his team has not as of yet, but they're starting to grow into the game a little bit. Like I said, the next goal is going to be very important. I don't think Toronto's out of this just yet.
Not at all, but shot count just keeps ticking up for the Rise, 9-0. As we're in this 28th minute. That's the beauty of this league. It is, you have to play the full game. We know that, and things can turn. AFC Toronto has piled on goals against this team before. Kaylee Hunter, of course, double team quick, covered fast. He's looking to get through to Lantain. Tumith and Quinn just so quick.
Yeah, Vancouver has been quick to shut down any space and any time, and it's just restricted any opportunities to get any rhythm for Toronto as of yet.
Lee in front takes contact. You have to think Marco's not going to be pleased at all. I mean, just having the discussion of what happened last week, and that was just one more goal scored than his team was able to produce, and it still weighs heavy on his mind. But he's a competitor, and that mindset, of course, has filtered down to this team that loves to win. They had incredible success, or loves to win, or maybe hates to lose. You know, that's maybe more of it. And another fantastic head coach in the NSL returning again is Enya Heiner-Moeller. And when you consider all the configurations she's had for starting 11 lineups this season, very few that have been too consistent, and finally finding a rhythm here. And that's due to a number of injuries. We didn't even mention off the top, Latifa Abdou not in this game. She's injured, and so she missed last week, and she's not here in this one either.
Yeah, I was concerned about Vancouver being able to score certainly goals like they have so far without her in the lineup, because she's so dynamic and important in the offensive areas for Vancouver, and she is obviously a big miss, but so far it's been fine.
It's a great way to put it. Her teammates are, Latifa, we've got this, because 2 goals, 1 assist, and those 2 goals, Craig, both against Toronto this season. And her presence, of course, just draws more bodies her way, can open up space for others. Hunter, with the beautiful ball for Rowe, dangerous. Lauren Rowe is stopped by Morgan McAslin, by far the best chance for Toronto in this half. They'll try another, that time from distance. It was beautiful, but just too high.
A little bit high, a little bit, I'm not sure if that was an aggressive looking shot or whether she was trying to wrap her foot around it, but some good work here. Getting that space, good footwork. Hunter just brilliantly passes that one through to Rowe, and the goalkeeper does well to come out and smother it, and was favored to make the save as she closed down the gap so quickly. It's a good sign for Toronto. That was the best we've seen from them so far.
18-year-old Kaylee Hunter with 19 career NSL goals. How about that? It's a pretty great stat.
It is. And provider when she needs to be.
Absolutely. She's was looking to contribute there. There's 5 career assists, 1 in this campaign. But against Vancouver, she's also done really well. 6 goals and 1 assist all time against the Rise. You can tell the wind is against Toronto at this time. That ball just didn't get much distance. Rowe, who just keeps growing, and again, just another standout. Tied 3rd in NSL goals at this point. She has 5 goals, and those have come in her last 6 games. She opened the scoring last week. A whistle there will introduce our referee, Selma Flores de Roche. First assistant, Melissa Snedden. Second assistant, Shuknia Tajik. Some more pressure, Rowe! Oh my. She opted for the pass, but maybe should have taken the shot. It was tough. A beautiful 2-on-1 though, right in front of Morgan McCaslin.
Yeah, had a little bit more time probably to panic and get a better shot off on net, but
we're seeing some attack here. Yes, the attack that you were talking about that Toronto needed to respond.
Here's the ball in. The touch is really good. Just couldn't get the ball across the face of the net for an easy tap in. But a terrific first touch.
One thing about being down 3-0 is it's early in the match, and it might seem simple to say that, but as more and more people have watched more and more soccer throughout the FIFA Men's World Cup, of course the women get to play next year, but you know, getting that sense of timing in a match.
Yeah, that's sometimes difficult, and they're going to look forward to having the wind at their back second half, but they certainly want to get on the board before that if they possibly can.
Strong play by Lantain, but not enough to stop the Rise, repossessing. Still some tough air quality in the Southern Ontario region. A warning in place of the league monitoring that situation. Mostly cloudy and 25 degrees, still the same temperature from kickoff. Wind near 50 kilometers per hour out of the northwest. Quinn just showing off their skill and their veteran savvy here in these beautiful long passes. Small, who has played every match and started every match against Vancouver in this rivalry. Hunter's pass interrupted. Reyes with a touch.
Good awareness from Reyes. Cut that pass off.
Hunter along the edge of the box. Oh, Stratigakis was cutting. Had a line toward the 6-yard line. Some good chances here. Good looks, I should say.
Yeah, good looks. Good looks. Gets it out of her feet. Just does not get much purchase on the shot. But hopefully for Toronto's point of view, that's a sign of things to come. Oops.
Oh, that was tough. And Nikki Small actually going over to Camille Reyes right now. Either way, in a lot of discomfort. And a yellow card. Small booked here. That will be Small's 3rd yellow card of the season.
Well, they're trying to stop Reyes from playing because she's so comfortable on the ball and always making herself available. Trying to do the right things to tighten things up, get in behind, put some pressure on, but really catches Reyes there quite badly.
Oh, tough tackle there. This is a player who had already taken some tough tackles earlier in this match. We saw her give the thumbs up earlier, and in the meantime, the players will take a hydration, well, perhaps not an official hydration break, but of course, the time here, unofficial hydration break. Having some words. Now today's match is in honor of Nelson Mandela Day, but there's still plenty more great theme games ahead, including Pride. Wear your colors loud and proud, and you can get your hands on the limited edition NSL Pride tee at shop.nsl.com because you can wear it anywhere, everywhere, and it's so great to see the Pride flag in the stands. At York Lions Stadium, fantastic. And the merch, I've said this so many times. You don't have to even pay me. This is unpaid read here, Craig. I just love the merch of this. I can't get enough.
Yeah, it really is attractive. And you were just in South Africa talking about Nelson Mandela?
Yeah, we didn't even really get a chance to touch on that. That's the big theme of this match because July 18th is known as Nelson Mandela Day, a global celebration, the birthday, of course, of the late South African leader. And very honored to be on this call because I went back to South Africa recently because that's my home country. I was born there, lived there 10 years, which meant I actually grew up in the time when Mandela took power. So just a wonderful celebration of a fantastic human being that completely changed this world.
He really has.
Just love to see AFC Toronto and the NSL recognize that too. Of course, Canada with a huge part in the history as well. And Mandela's actually an honorary citizen of our country. In the 40th minute, a 3-0 lead for Vancouver. 3 different scores. They just keep rolling. They had 4 different scores last week. Jalen Wright sends it over to Tori Toomuth. She has had the most recent goal. That was in the 11th minute. McGaslin, Hunter, sliding tackle, it's good. And staying on the ball, Quinn, to make good on an earlier mistake. And you best believe AFC Toronto is up in arms about that. That's Lauren Rowe on the ground.
Bit of a hit the close wire there. Tough play. Getting involved. Quinn's right in there, and then
oh, it's Toomuth really that kind of pulls down. We'll see, of course, what the officials have to say about this. Lauren Rowe, who got oh so close in this first half to getting that ball past Morgan McGaslin. And now a kick, Lantaine. up a header, but it's wide from Rollins. Rollins, a Toronto native, a standout at UBC, two-time U Sports champ.
Yeah, UBC with a really strong footballing program.
Toronto staying on it. Small. Header from Cathro. Another big play, that time Reyes with the contact. So both sides feeling it in this game.
Well, Reyes decided that she was going to get involved and give something back because she's certainly been in the wars herself. Comes in a little bit hard from behind. A decent spot for Toronto to capitalize. Come close a few times, but not close enough.
When you make the big plays like that, and it leads to this, another opportunity on a set piece. Beautiful delivery, McCaslin with a big save.
Yeah, solo save. This is coming from a long way out. But with the wind bringing that ball down, it was always going to be difficult to deal with. Concentrate, move your feet, get behind it, be aware of the ball's movement. And she does an excellent job with that, palming that out for a corner.
So yet another chance to generate something. Reyes takes care of that for the Rise.
Good goalkeeping. Good awareness. Sweeper keeper.
Morgan McCaslin having faced 3 shots so far. Actually, rather just 2 on target, but 3 total from Toronto. Meanwhile, 9 and 5. 9 shots, 5 on target from the Rise, although they've held at those numbers since about midway through this first half, at about the quarter mark, and AFC Toronto really making a push, 3 goals down. Jalen Wright. Rowe. The nice pass for Hunter, and watch, there's just no room. Small. Ahead, Lantain. More and more physicality in this game.
Lantain's been lively on this left-hand side. Some decent work defensively. Good pressure. And then on the ball, she creates an opportunity and a set piece in a really dangerous position.
Well, we were wondering who was going to have to step up and do more, as Colby Barnett out serving a game after getting that red card last week, a player that hardly ever misses games. Vancouver, of course, was looking to exploit that. Hunter looking to curve, and it's wide once more.
Yeah, you want to test the goalkeeper in a position like that. Wouldn't even have minded a couple of their own Toronto players in that wall just setting off to the side to make it a little more difficult for the goalkeeper to see. Doesn't get anywhere near on target.
McCaslin playing in her home province. When we asked both the head coaches about this rivalry, that was one thing that Enya mentioned, Einer Moeller, that there's just so many Toronto connections on this Vancouver team. So she thinks that that might give them that extra energy at times, right? Like, it's almost a home game for some of these players. Minimum of 2 minutes here in added time for this first half that started fast and furious. Can the Rise add another here? They scored in the 2nd minute. Filippo pleading her case, but an offside. up in the halftime. We'll have an interview with Lena Solano, looking to join this AFC Toronto team as Rowe comes in and nowhere to go once more. Strong defense from the Rise in the box. Quinn. Ponte sends it down the far side. Rollins quick on that throw in. Time winding down here in the first half. A late push, can they do it? Hunter looking for Rowe. And that's it through the first half. Vancouver, my goodness, what a welcome back to Toronto. Yes, third meeting with AFC Toronto, but first on the road, and they come out strong and about in the second minute rather, than DeFilippo in the 9th minute, and Tori Toomas with the third in the 11th minute. 2 assists from Quinn, 1 from Reyes, and Craig Forrest. That was an incredible start for the visitors.
Yeah, it really was. It's the best I've seen Vancouver. I've covered them several times this season, and that is the best first half I've seen them all season. The way they started, the way they got at Toronto, the way they joined up and linked up and weren't afraid to get on the front foot and get in those offensive areas, attack the crosses. By far the better team in the early parts, and Toronto was just trying to get themselves better and get themselves going in this match. Second half with that win behind is going to give them a psychological boost, and if they can get the next goal, this game is not over quite yet, but Vancouver, they concede quite a few goals this season. We'll want to make sure they're tight at the back to make sure they can see off this win.
Yeah, they'd love a clean sheet, but there's still another whole half ahead. Don't go anywhere. We're also going to talk about the newest team to join the NSL. Stay with us.
To Hunter going 1v1, looking for the strike. Oh!
I think from the moment I was 3 years old and I first touched a soccer ball, that's where it all began. There's not a day that, like, if it's a bad day, go play soccer. If it's a good day, go play soccer. Everything just turns to soccer. I've always kind of been the youngest on whatever team I play on. I think I come used to being the youngest. I moved away when I was 15. That's when I moved to Vancouver, so it was a young age, and it was definitely a sacrifice leaving my family behind and kind of fully committing to the sport. Even like I was at 15, I didn't know what kind of future that I had in it, but it was a sacrifice I was willing to make because I love the game so much. Definitely being with AFC, an older group of girls, I think gaining a lot of experience from the people I'm surrounded with has been super helpful. I enjoy being the youngest, and there's always jokes around that, but I think once I'm on the field and like the way I perform, I think I hold myself to high standards, and when you would watch, you wouldn't think that I'm that young.
Kaylee Hunter's super secret power is confidence. I think the confidence that she brings, like not being scared of anything at that age, is something not a lot of people know or see, or they just assume she's older because of the way she carries herself.
I think people looking at me as the future, I think it's a kind of motivation, being that they look up to me now, but me in a few years, if I keep on going the path that I am, how much I'm really capable of and how much I can change this game. So I try to focus on that and just being an inspiration for young girls and people around this country who realize that this league and what we're building here in Canada is so massive, and that this is only the beginning, that there's so much more potential for us, and it's only going to get bigger as the years go on. So I like to kind of be that person who people can look up to, and yeah, it's just a huge honor for people to say that about me, and it's something that I want to continue to be able to do for people, is allow them to look up to me.
We've already got tons of WestJet points.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should we?
I'm booking it.
Your next travel story is waiting. Make it happen with the all-new WestJet Rewards.
News, AFC announces the signing of goalkeeper Sabrina D'Angelo.
Looking to the back post, the header's there. It's a big, big save from Sabrina D'Angelo.
Over top, and a nice job by D'Angelo. Great save by D'Angelo. And the save from Sabrina D'Angelo.
Welcome to the NSL Halftime Show presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. AFC Toronto fans, a little bit of a tough go here as their team is down by 3 through the first half. Good news, more soccer ahead. But Craig Forrest, let's revisit how this came to be, because it was almost blink and you miss it, how quickly things got going just after 1 minute.
Yeah, they just got right on the front foot, Vancouver. We see them with the 4 or 5 players in the box. Did a great job by DeFilippo to hold up, find Quinn. Quinn crosses the ball in brilliantly in behind the defenders, really leaving a goalkeeper pretty exposed, tight angle, and Bout manages to find the leg through the legs of the goalkeeper and make it 1-0 in the 2nd minute of the match. What a
second
start.
Goal of the campaign as well for Anna Bout.
And here's Quinn again, second assist and as many goals, and brilliant ball put in. And who else is going to get on the end of that? DeFilippo is going to feed off those all day long if you allow her to that space and time. And in the center of the goal, 6 yards out. Fantastic start. 2-0 Vancouver.
Yeah, Cathro is not having a good go there defensively. And then this set piece to make it 3 in the 11th minute. Tori Tumith with her first NSL goal. And that's where it stood, and 9 total shots, 5 on target, but then it really shifted to Toronto. They were making a good push there, 6 total shots, 3 on target. Ended up winning the possession battle, but doesn't mean much when you want the score to shuffle up. Just quick thoughts here, Craig, on that first half.
Well, it certainly wasn't great from Toronto's point of view, the way they started. So you got to expect that there's going to be a big jump, and Vancouver will sit back a little bit more, protect this, I would expect, and not so much put another defender in the back line, but maybe in midfield, go one less up top to protect it a little bit. But you don't want to be too defensive, because as we know, Vancouver can concede goals and Toronto can score them. So it's still a long 45 minutes left in this match with win behind for Toronto second half.
And Vancouver will have to watch those fouls it while they are out in front. Stay with us. We got more halftime after the break.
Winning the ball. She's got a lot of pace. The shot. And it's in. Latifa Abdu, that rocket.
Your mid-season move lit up the group chats. What's the hardest part about walking into a new locker room mid-season?
The hardest part is just adapting to everything. We had a game that weekend, so I had a lot to learn. I was in Anya's office, our coach, trying to learn like every single detail of the tactics, and also just getting to know my teammates, like how they are. They were just so welcoming to me.
What did you like about the culture of the Vancouver Rise?
The winning mentality. Your environment, it influences you. So being in an environment where everybody wants to win, we want the best for each other, that's really like what the mentality is like there.
Cuts it back, Abdu! Talking of braces, Abdu's got 2.
You finished 3rd in the Golden Boot race. Does that motivate you heading into this season?
I'm happy to be in the top 3, but what I'm really happy about is that my team won. You know, we're champions, and if my team wins, that's the biggest gift that a player can have.
How did you find your on-field role was maybe a bit different in Vancouver than in Montreal?
My role was maybe different in the sense that the tactics were different. Anya, she has tactics that we need to follow defensively, offensively, but in between those lines, she lets me do what I want. Like, that's when I feel like I'm at my best.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah, I think she's like a really exciting presence up top. Like, she adds a lot of energy.
I wouldn't even know what to do when I celebrate a goal, but she looks like so sick.
She does. She has like an aura about her.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so cool.
I'm a fiery person on the field. Without all of that energy and fireness in me, like, I would not be the player that I am.
How do you stop Latifa Abdu?
I will be satisfied this season if my team truly believes and sees that I gave my everything.
Massive announcement to expand all of the possibilities for the next generation and also for the next crop of pro players, as yes, the league will welcome in a new team. Let's have a look.
People doubt us in Winnipeg, what we're capable of. Like no good players could be from here. Nothing is expected of us, so we fight for everything we get. And we work harder than anyone that thinks it's going to be handed to us. I've spent my life defending home. And now I'm ready to shape its future. My dream for Winnipeg is that we stop asking if we belong on the world stage. And instead, show up and take our place. Introducing NSL Winnipeg. Destroy doubt.
Congratulations, Winnipeg. The NSL is coming. It'll be added next season. So we're going to have 7 teams, Craig. This is, I get chills whenever I watch that video. Desi Scott, of course, is a hero of mine, just as a fan of her play and everything she's done, but how inspirational and then some, because this is real.
Yeah, and she's perfect for Winnipeg, as she just talked about there, how difficult it is for players like that. And she was a grinder as a player, a legend for the Canadian national team. And to be heading up this team, and also Rob Gale as well, a very important figure in women's and men's football. I think it's great for the growth and for the opportunities for young women to get a chance to, use the league as a stepping stone, or, one of the best leagues as we know it is in the world as it stands, and the growth for that and an additional team like Winnipeg is going to be well received.
Oh, I can just imagine the fans will be ready to go. You saw there was a link already to getting those season ticket deposits in. You can look that all up online. And with more on changes, if you will, the transfer window is opening up July 20th. But ahead of that, AFC Toronto has made some big announcements, including the addition of Lena Solano. And we had a chance to catch up with her before today's match. Welcome to AFC Toronto and the NSL. Your signing was announced yesterday, but you've had 2 weeks already training with the team. How has that been going?
Yeah, it's been going great. I think this club and organization has been really welcoming to me. The coaching staff and the girls have been really great, and the transition has been going smooth. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the environment so far.
We got a little peek behind the curtain. Your head coach, Marko Milanovic, talking about the fact that the team has been in contact with you actually since last season. They've really wanted to get you here. Now you're here. Why is AFC Toronto the right fit, and what do you hope to bring now to this team?
Yeah, I'm really grateful that they've been patient with me, and I'm actually really happy to be here too. Yeah, I feel like all the stars aligned for me to be here, so they've just been really consistent and stable with their vision and their professionalism, and that's something I really value, and it just feels like the right fit for me at this time in my career.
Thank you so much, Lena. We look forward to seeing you on the pitch soon.
Thank you.
Well, Lena, of course, comes with great experience. This is why AFC Toronto wanted to get her. She spent some time in Spokane and has played overseas with the Washington Spirit as well, in the NWSL and in the NCAA at Long Beach State. So AFC Toronto shoring up ahead of that transfer window, making changes. They want another run at that supporter shield. Stay with us. We'll be right back. It's the 4th clash of the season between Toronto and Vancouver. Don't go anywhere.
Rewards and WestJet Rewards partnership. Prior to earning, ensure your accounts are securely linked. In the event you shop or fly with us, earn Canadian Tire money and WestJet points on all eligible purchases. Breathe normally and secure your own rewards before assisting others. Take a moment to locate where you can spend once and earn twice. Link today and watch your rewards take off.
This is quite a game. It'll be a free kick. Oh, what a goal! And emotion overflows.
Watching dough rise always fills me with inspiration.
Don't ever look at my savings account. The dough doesn't rise.
BMO has 2 simple ingredients to make your savings rise. Great interest rates and no monthly fees.
Yeah, that would do it all right.
Plus, get a cash bonus for opening a checking and savings account.
So BMO helps your savings grow bigger faster.
Like a triple dose of yeast.
You're hired.
What? No, I wasn't looking for it.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
BMO.
Getting set here for the second half in Toronto, and yes, substitutions incoming. We see Esther Okoronkwo there. She'll be in as April Lantain, after a very active first half, will exit. We've also got Kayla Hansen subbing in for Ashley Cathro, and Nyota Katembo coming in for Zoe Burns. So 3 changes. And Marko Milanovic would like to have shake things up. Jamie Perreault for Vancouver in, Mariah Lee out, and Suri Yeka as well starting the second half. Jalen Wright had her first half and she'll sub out here. So changes, Craig Forrest, to both sides, but in particular AFC Toronto. How will they come out? They did have a stronger finish to the first half despite no goals to show for it.
Yeah, they'll be looking to do, start off the second half strongly, of course, and have some fresh legs out there to regenerate some of that as well, and some energy that they'll definitely need. They did show some signs late in the second half that was promising. Now with a win behind, how much is that going to play a part psychologically for Vancouver? Are they going to sit too deep? Are they going to get at them? This is going to be very interesting.
The wind was definitely in Vancouver's favor, but for how close they were on some of those goals, they certainly didn't need it. Think of DeFilippo, who's actually was trying to get on the ball there. She had a great header, and it was just so close in on Sierra Cotillard, and we have an offside here. Esther Okoronkwo, by the way, dealing with a lower body injury, and she's recovering from that, and her coach saying, yeah, she's got a solid half in her, so saved her for the second half here. But after today, her and Linda Owusu-Ansah, will be heading off to represent their countries, Nigeria and Ghana, respectively, in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Toronto able to stave off what was a very dangerous moment there. However, Sierra Cotillard coming in on Jamie Perreault, who just checked into this game.
Yeah, it was a good run down the side, and the goalkeeper comes piling out. It was a late challenge. That catches her very strongly, but luckily she's on her feet.
We see the recap there of the subs for the Rise. Perreault in for Mariah Lee.
The goalkeeper's also down at the moment.
Oh, that's tough. I mean, Sierra Cotillard, of course, having to deal with a lot early on in this match, but then really holding her own through the rest of that first half. Kayla Hansen, who subbed in for Ashley Cathro, along with Small and Hunter, all having a look. This can certainly shake a team, especially a team that likely just regrouped, Craig, in the locker room.
Yeah, and you've just made some substitutions, and the last one you want to have to do is change up your goalkeeper. It wasn't a wise decision for her to come out to the area where she did and make a foul, but she's also hurt herself in the meantime, and It's one of those situations where you need to get some playing time to get your depth perception, make your decisions right. And it does take some time, as we know that Manor has been in the goal starting for the last 6 games. She's on her way out, and here's another look at it. A little bit awkward for sure, mistimed. Not sure exactly what happened to her, but she's not at all happy.
Cotillard, the 23-year-old from Toronto, just having a discussion here with the trainer and the goalkeeper who would come in here would be Danielle Grzaniak. Second year, but only had 1 match under her belt last season, has only played once as well this campaign. And if you're wondering where Sophia Manor is, it was announced just this week, late in the week, that Manor and AFC Toronto have mutually agreed to part ways because she'd like to pursue a professional opportunity in Europe. Manor hailing from Espoo, Finland. And she transferred from the NWSL champion Orlando Pride. Prior to that, had played in Finland. So, you know, it's exciting for Manor. You want that. Players need to be able to determine where they want to go. But for AFC Toronto fans, they're going to miss her. They have signed an additional goalkeeper, Sabrina D'Angelo. And there's some of the new signings in the house as well. Shalina Zadorsky and Lena Solano, who we were able to speak with earlier as well. And that should be exciting, right? Should be exciting for fans because you never know what a new player, what they might be able to do.
Wasted free kick from Toronto. No, that much, or Vancouver rather.
So Cotillard, of course, able to get up on her own power. She's still holding steady as the goalkeeper for Toronto, but something to watch. They're going to need solid defense here from the team, and a good push to Filippo Quinn. When you look at the standings, Vancouver and Toronto, very, very close. Despite being separated by one other team, that's Halifax in that 4th playoff spot right now. But just 2 points separating. 2 points is nothing in this league. When you consider a victory is worth 3, just another tackle, very physical game. Look there, Corey Soto. Just her 2nd match of the season after playing last week. She had a good start against Ottawa, 78 minutes played. Ball goes off of Anna Boud, who opened the scoring early here, just in the 2nd minute. Anna Boud fouls Small and then gets called on that maneuver. Saw Nyota Katembo get her first touch of the match, her 6th game of the season. A streaking Strategakis can't get there fast enough.
Yeah, the wind poses different problems and advantages. One thing, when you're playing into it, it will hold the ball up, so you can ping them into the corners. It'll hold the positions up, and with it, as you just saw there, it'll just run right out of play. Also for goalkeepers, shots into the wind tend to move, as we saw sometimes in the first half. The goalkeeper dealt with it very well, and then with the wind, obviously, it's just coming with a lot more pace.
Speaking of the Rise, entering the attacking third, Reyes. For Ponte Reyes, who took a lot of contact in that first half. And a quick update on the conditions in Toronto. Still cloudy, 25 degrees Celsius, humidity at 73%. Make that 26 degrees, I should say. And the wind at now 63 kilometers per hour with gusts at 35 out of the northwest. So a slight increase in that wind speed throughout this match. But it's a good thing we're just talking about wind. It appears the air quality is holding steady here, and I'm not going to say it, well, dry conditions.
Yeah.
Dry conditions will take.
Yeah, we don't want the air quality to disintegrate.
A big effort as Anna Bout tried to get there first. As we see the subbed in Katembo, fresh legs here in the second half. Katembo hailing from Montreal, Quebec. She played 21 minutes last week after not playing any minutes in 5 straight matches. And a corner now for Vancouver. They've been solid off of set pieces early in this match. Second corner for the Rise. Reyes. Solid delivery, but Hunter with a strong header.
Yeah, you're right. Toronto have struggled on set pieces and crosses in the box. Been a little bit better. There's a match outside of the first 15 minutes, but missing Colby Barnes, obviously, with that red card and missing this game. Very important defensive figure has obviously been missed.
And it's got to feel a little weird for AFC Toronto. This is a player who's never missed a match, and here she is having to miss one, and for no other reason than a red card, which is serious, of course. They did play a player down for a good chunk of last week's match against Ottawa. A very well-respected player, not only amongst her own team, but Vancouver well aware of what Colby Barnett's absence could mean for their team. Not having to take on that presence that's so consistent, and a leader as well, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Rollins is only 21 in the center back position, and she's, like I said, she's very mature for her age, and her IQ, football IQ, is right up there. But playing alongside somebody like Barnett is a big plus defensively for Toronto.
There's been a lot of fouls in this match. You see Vancouver up to 14 already to 6. And I had this circle, Craig, earlier because when you look at Toronto, they have conceded, or they have conceded the fewest fouls and they've won the most, playing the team that has conceded the most fouls and won the fewest. So there you go, fully inverse of one another, and you're seeing it play out here.
Yeah.
Folks at home going, that's a whole lot of words. Yeah, all you need to know is exactly the numbers you're seeing is the trend of the season. That could spell trouble for the Rise because we're seeing some solid free kicks here late in the first half for Toronto. Getting some opportunities. Okoronkwo, small, off of Quinn. Still AFC Toronto ball. Okoronkwo in beautiful position, but quick to get back is the Rise. Toronto threatening here. Fancy footwork from Katembo. Hansen looking for Rowe. And it has been tough on those longer passes, trying to lob it up and get it ahead, but the wind playing a factor here.
It is playing a factor, and you have to take that into account. That particular pass is not a wise decision. Very difficult to control, too high. You can't really do much with it other than flick it on, but there's no other players up there to feed off the pieces.
Reyes with some great work to open herself up, to accept the pass. Quinn. Rowe getting in front, but a threatening Perot.
Good battle.
Perot winning it once more. Now Nikki Small getting in. Pushes the ball over to Rowe. Hunter having to get around Tori Tumeth. Novak once more. And it's that particular side of the field that's been a struggle just to connect on those passes.
Yeah, there just need to be a little bit more patient, and you know, Novak does a really good job winning the ball, controlling it, opening up some space, just not really selecting the right pass.
Stratigakis for Hunter, and there's always two rise, it seems, right on Kaylee Hunter. This time, though, business being handled by Sura Yeka, who is fouled there. Well, we know how the crowd feels about what's going on today. Yes, there are a lot of fouls. We showed the numbers, and I mean, this matchup, though, I've had the privilege of watching so many of these Toronto-Vancouver battles, and this is quite par for the course. It's physical. Does give Toronto an opportunity here. Can they execute? Okoronkwo was able to get a touch after the header. Oh my, AFC Toronto. They keep chipping away here. Stratigakis back on her feet. Megaphone, very effective, Craig, is what we're learning here.
Yeah. Get it together. I like that shout. Toronto really looking to get it together. They have a mountain to climb, half hour left.
It has been since the 12th minute of this match that Vancouver's had a 3-0 lead. They have not sat back, but Toronto has, of course, made pushes and changes. 3 substitutions at the half, Vancouver with 2.
High boot.
"15 minutes into this second half. First visit from Vancouver in Toronto of the season. Vancouver right now looking to even out this season head-to-head. It would be 2 wins, 2 losses if they're able to hang on here and pick up a big 3 points. They would also leapfrog AFC Toronto into 3rd place in the standings. And I know we're watching the table early, but so is Anya Heiner-Moller. A big strike from Bout, stopped by Cotillard. And that's got to feel great for Cotillard, who at one point was having some difficulty in this second half with physical play. Katembo on the run in full stride. Fantastic positioning from Mia Ponte, though, getting in front.
Some really great individual battles on this pitch. It really is
truly
incredibly competitive, and obviously Toronto trying to do whatever they can to get back into this match. Ponte does really well there, just drawing the foul under some pressure defensively.
Soto back to Cotillard. Perot and De Filippa. Di Filippo puts it up. Dangerous territory here as Reyes. She had it in the air. Some great control from Camila Reyes. And now a streaking Kaylee Hunter. What can she do? Oh my, Kaylee Hunter. And plenty of credit there to the very young Mila Iwasik, just 16 years old, able to defend.
What a great ball forward too there. You know, Hunter's got to do a little bit better here. She gets it onto her left foot, but she actually kicks the ball against her standing leg as she slips. Puts the ball wide. Decent opportunity. She was very frustrated not getting that on target.
What a way, though, to recognize that you have this young youth player on you, and incredible work from Iwasik rather, to not only stay stride for stride, but get ahead of Hunter. Novak goes down. No call there. Novak is down, but play continues.
Some supporters there looking for a penalty, but what we saw from our angle didn't look enough for a penalty for me.
Becomes difficult. The game is so physical. We've seen a lot of players tackled hard or taken down in some capacity on both sides, and that can certainly lead to the sense of, hey, what is being called or what isn't, but this has been a very physical game, and a lot has been called, as we've seen. Hot, humid conditions in a game that Toronto has struggled in. A corner now. Camila Reyes. She's had some great deliveries, but this time, wind not in her favor. Up it comes Tumith. And Lopez off the volley, but it's up high and over. Okoronkwo. Had a moment there, and the pace and the feel of this match starting to change, or has changed really in the second half. Header from Rollins, now Small. Okoronkwo finds Novak, give and go. Hunter just out of reach. So we're here in the 67th minute. Still a 3-0 game for the visiting Vancouver Rise. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the NSL, presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. And now we're going to head into an extended hydration break brought to you by Powerade. And this one is extended due to the air quality, making sure for player safety. And of course, they'll take some time here. It's hot, humid in Toronto. And so stay with us. There's still plenty more in this game ahead. But for now, we're going to step aside and revisit a fantastic match in the Northern Super League, going back just 2 days ago, that kicked off things here in Week 13, the Ottawa Rapid in Halifax.
Here is the starting 11. One change here, but it's a notable one. 21-year-old Sadie Waite in at fullback, replacing Kayla Adamick. White has been primarily, a central midfielder, but we got a glimpse of her at fullback last match.
The Halifax Tide's been exciting to see.
6 changes from last match, but this is likely due, Aaron, to a short turnaround after playing Montreal recently, and it doesn't concern you one bit.
No, this is the team in the league that has been so intentional about rotating their players. So
quality pretty good in Ottawa, although a lot of Ontario dealing with smoky air these days. It's Ottawa kicking off with Jaleesa Harris sending it deep to Cheyenne Allen. Taylor to Tiffany Cameron, another insert into the starting 11 today. And Katie Barrett stepping into that position now. Here's Julianne Valeron, the cross in. Jaleesa Harris deals with it partially. And Chu making sure that goes out of bounds. So a little scrambly in the 18-yard box.
And we've got targets in the likes of Tiffany Cameron and Rhodes who have to be very careful.
And there is Rhodes. The cross in, just past the foot of Sid Kennedy.
You're welcome, Trish. Anytime,
so
okay? I can do a recording for you and send it to you before you go out and wrestle.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you know it's time to rock and roll?
I feel like we're waiting for Aaron to break into song. I know 2 players putting pressure on the Ottawa back line. That's a nifty touch by Joe.
I was going to say, well done. Second time this season. We know what she can do in possession, as she's played lots of midfield positions, but how will she manage defensively?
Addie Wickers clearing that away, one of the highlighted players at the beginning of our show today. It is Fridland on the corner. Going towards the far post, off the head of Liv Scott, and Valeron just put it out of bounds. So another corner the other way. And Fridland takes it. Headed away by Valeron emphatically. Forbes. And that'll ride long. Scott looking over top. Into DB Pridham. Cuts it back, and the shot just over top of the bar.
And this is excellent from Libby Scott. And the reason it's so nice, because automatically you see the Tides, they drop, creating that little bit of space. So
Rhodes popping over top. Harris, difficult ball back there for Dagenet to deal with, but you mentioned the footwork. She managed to get it out as far as Rhodes. The shot, and into the hands of Dagenet. This is Sinamu. Kennedy, the cross in. Oh, just skipped by the foot of Rhodes.
My yoga game is strong these days. It is so important.
Longevity.
Longevity, absolutely. I would say ignoring when coaches compare you to others. Game, she improves every game. She's become such an attacking threat.
And won that ball there. Valeron on it. She's got 4 goals on the season. Tried to take her space in the box, tackled. Here is Cheyenne Allen. Shifty. Cross in. Ooh. Just a shade of a header, and what a save by Dagenet. Got the paw on it. Tiffany Cameron's header was right in the corner.
World-class save. Now the Tides are getting cross and cross after cross. And look at this, again, creating numbers in the flank makes it hard.
Jungmin Young, but it's Halifax on the go again. Kennedy against Waite. And Waite got a slide tackle in there. It'll be a corner kick for the Tides. The delivery, high. Far post, right to Rhodes. She got a head on it, not on target. But that's something that Katrina Peterson.
I definitely think this is one of their strengths, and I think Rhodes actually.
Pedersen, a deep breath, ball played over top. It's Taylor. Again, they earn a corner kick. Stay onside. Taylor comes back onside. Valeron against Forbes, does well. Cross is lovely, but just not far enough away from Dagenet. Rhodes winning the ball back. Valeron calling for it. Still Rhodes, she's got to have a shot. Blocked by Harris. Had a clear look at goal. And it's Fridland. With DB Pridham, the shot from distance, and Toth will gobble that up. Chu looking in the box, headed right to Mina Lee. Mina Lee! Just over the bar, and did Toth get a touch on that? Regardless, that was a prime opportunity for the Rapid to go ahead.
What the call was. Great ball in by Chu. Lots of traffic. Ooh. I think Toth may have had it covered. What a strike. Oh, no, she doesn't get a touch.
Always rising, that shot from Mina Lee. A great battle there between Addie Wickers and DB Pridham, but Pridham is in discomfort. Dagenet and Harris looking at each other, and Dagenet calmly playing that to Chu.
Yeah, that's nice from a keeper. And it also kind of sets the tone, calming everybody down to try to complete that pass instead of just kick it away. And causes a lot of trouble for those around her.
Ball played through, there's Allen. Cutting back. Allen! And Harris there to block the shot. To Allen. Has Kennedy. The cross in, Rhodes! And the header looping one into Dagenet. Again, Jordan Rhodes providing that target up front.
Which WWE rivalry changed your career?
Okay, well, I would say Trish and Lita. Trish Stratus and Lita were like, it changed the trajectory of where women's wrestling went. We had the first ever women's main event.
Oh, yes, we got a goal scored here. Signa, let's send it back to you.
Amazing.
Of course, it would be DB Pridham. 5 minutes to go before the half. Starts with Olivia Scott out of the back, and then some tiki-taka.
And this is what we want to see more from Ottawa. 1-2 touch play, a little bit quicker, more aggressive. Takes a little deflection there. Really well done from Ottawa. And DB, she looks happy.
DB Pridham, 8th goal on the season.
Doing it with your bestie, you know, less injuries occur that way. Put it that way.
It's a great point. It's a great point. Signa?
Awesome. Love that. A lot of these players too, friendly rivals.
How quickly they collapse, eliminating any type of central pass, keeping them outside, and even when the pass goes back here, their triggers, they get the lineup quickly.
Valeron has a shot at goal. Jeez. Just missed, and Valeron has scored a couple from outside the box.
For them, attacking-wise. This is great. Just a tiny touch outside gives her enough time and space to release that shot. Great effort.
Kennedy on the corner, near post. Dagenet punched it away.
Kennedy on the right side right now with Valeron.
Valeron gets it through, goes to her left foot this time. Taylor. Halifax maintaining possession here.
And we are back in action in Toronto. What was set to be an extended hydration break due to an air quality review. Well, players were ready to go, and away we go. For AFC Toronto, of course, they're looking to make the most of the time they have. The time that was used in that hydration break, of course, will be added at the end of this to stoppage time. Lauren Rowe getting right back at it By the way, that was a wonderful match called brilliantly by Signa Butler, and great to have Trish Stratus in the building as well for that Ottawa-Halifax game. Ottawa, of course, on a big tear to start this season. 9 wins. They're up to 28 points on the table. So we see Jordan Brewster subbing into the game. I believe Chloe Uddenberg as well. So some changes after that hydration break. Players had voiced some concerns about potentially shifting air quality from the start of this match, and it's obviously valid. Player safety is paramount with this league, so they did the review, and away they go. Air quality on Wednesday in Toronto was the worst in the world. It has changed drastically since then, but still not quite the fresh air you want to breathe. Nikki Small with the cross, but it is high and out by the end line.
Sort of been a theme during the match, you know, where the last ball, the last precise pass, if you like, isn't been there for Toronto. And obviously there's 10 minutes left, plus, well, there's probably 20 odd minutes left of this match. They need to get something quickly here if they're going to push Vancouver, potentially get a result. It's going to be tough.
You'll see Chloe Uddenberg, who just subbed in as well. Always fun to watch. Her only goal this season so far, game against Vancouver, was a lone goal in a 2-1 loss. Right now, Toronto holding the advantage in the season head-to-head, 2 wins to 1 loss. However, right now staring down that 3-goal deficit. Tough tackle there, Nikki Small. Just a great leader taking on the captaincy here. Emma Regan, the captain in that inaugural campaign for AFC Toronto. So we have a kick and Esther Okoronkwo to deliver.
Vancouver will try to hold that top of the 18-yard box as long as they possibly can.
It's up, it's headed. That was Jordan Brewster doing the work. Rowe. Going to get around Perot. Beautiful strike. It found McAslin at the near post.
Yeah, decent. Gets it on a right foot. Decent strike on net. Solid save. Good positioning. Pretty comfortable.
A back line that now has Brewster getting involved, and Uddenberg looking to place it nicely ahead of Hunter. Is that a little friendly shove I saw?
It looked like it.
Okay, okay.
Those straight balls are just finding their way right through to the goalkeeper or going out for goal kicks. They try to get balls in wider positions and see if they get some dangerous crosses across the face of the goal. Haven't seen much of that from Toronto yet.
The Rise up to 13 total shots, 6 on target. That's 1 on target this half, as we have yet another foul. Maitai Lopez, the recipient of that physicality from Brewster. Brewster hailing from North Canton, Ohio. She has only played 1 match against Vancouver so far. We have a yellow card actually booking here for Brewster.
Yeah, I don't think it was for that one there. She turned and then she actually took Brewster on and then dragged her down after the fact.
So a match with 3 total yellow cards so far, 2 on AFC Toronto players, and these 2 teams, by the way, do lead the league in yellow cards early in the second season. DeFilippo. Up top, ball still alive. Now Okoronkwo. Out to Hunter along the far side, looking to keep it in play. It does go out to touch.
That was a good example of what the wind can do in your favor. Filippo puts that one centrally and it just gets held up in the wind, and the goalkeeper had all sorts of problems getting a hold of it and was lucky not to concede.
DeFilippo with a goal in this game. It was the second for Vancouver in the 9th minute. Perreault in heavy Toronto traffic. Uddenberg lost possession. Now Quinn. Quick to Yokomoto. Yokomoto fresh legs for the Rise. Pass to Katembo goes out of bounds, and a look there at Heiner Moeller. And during that hydration break, of course, the players stayed out on the field, and for the Rise, they rallied around their head coach. Having some words here on how to close this out, a team that has conceded a lot of goals, especially on the road right now, with a clean sheet.
Yeah, and I couldn't see her board exactly, but she had a tactical board out. I was trying to see what she was doing on there, but it's certainly more defensive and structured defensively when they're out of possession. It's obviously going to be important to close this game out for Vancouver.
Speaking of possession, it is dead even 50-50 through this time here. We're in the 85th minute. Even passes have really evened out, makes sense with the possession numbers. Vancouver with just one more pass. So you see a slight shift there. Toronto still with a little bit of an edge. They had the possession, the majority possession in the first half, and that was really all in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, just what you do with your possession is the most important thing. And they haven't been dangerous enough.
They had one cross in the first half. They've had 5 here in the second. Okoronkwo denied a chance there. Trying to shake it off is Yokomoto. Yuka Okamoto from Tokyo, Japan. She hasn't played the last 3 games. She's in this one. Vancouver coming out so strong. You just feel like they executed on the plan that they set in motion.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. Just an incredibly slow start from Toronto. I'm sure if this stays the same, that's exactly what the coach is going to say after. We just cannot start a match that flat and expect to win games.
Especially against a team that typically the margins are razor thin. There was a 2-goal margin of victory for AFC Toronto in their last meeting with Vancouver. Those first 3 games of the season all played on the West Coast. It was a tackle by Reyes. As always, fantastic energy inside York Lions Stadium. On a day that really felt like we did not know where their weather was going. Happy to have this match get underway. And this is the final match of Week 13. We saw some highlights earlier of the Ottawa-Halifax meeting, Ottawa winning that match. 2-1. Big home win for the Rapid, and then a 2-0 victory for Montreal. So the top 2 teams in the league currently Toronto in that third place spot right now, but a 3-point win, which is what you get for a victory in the NSL, that would pull Vancouver ahead into that third spot.
DeFilippo doing great work again, holding the ball up, drawing a foul in the dangerous areas. Toronto's trying to battle their way back into this, but at the moment they're just giving away fouls more often than they are winning the ball. The effort's there.
DeFilippo up to 5 goals on the season. Just tremendous. She really personifies, if you will, the Vancouver Rise identity. They really rally around her, and of course she contributes as well. Their leading scorer so far.
Yeah, they've looked like a championship team.
And you see
Vancouver.
Rowe heading back the other way, and she has 5 goals for AFC Toronto, so those two are now both tied for third most goals. And you just wouldn't guess, Craig, who is leading in goals in the NSL. There's just no way. Couldn't possibly be the Golden Boot winner from last year. Jokes aside, it's always impressive to see DB Pridham, and good save from Cotillard as DeFilippo from distance.
Seemed to have recovered from that injury that she picked up, challenging outside the box.
Oh, I was listening to the lyrics of this. It's a play on Cotillard. I like it. This is what it's about. Love soccer culture and fandom. As this is a big one here. Corner from the Rise. Reyes will play it short. Lopez at possession. Quinn with a touch. Surayeka. You just know that Toronto will be frustrated with this outing here. Will look to recalibrate, but they face a very tough test. They'll head to Laval to take on Montreal Roses next week, and not really fully next week, just several days rest here as they play Thursday night. We will now have a minimum of 13 minutes at a time, and that of course was to compensate for the hydration break that took place, the extended hydration break here in the second half. A very tall order to see Toronto put away 3 and get any points in this matchup. But Craig, what would you be looking for as that micro win potentially here for AFC Toronto in these final minutes?
Well, it's going to be incredibly difficult, as we've seen them when they're 3-0 down, and Vancouver has now really done a good job in making things solid defensively. Quinn Reyes has done a good job as well, getting on the ball, holding on to it. DeFilippo has been excellent, and it's really been a tough ride.
Okay, that is the greatest. When you come off the pitch smiling, couldn't be a bigger smile from Quinn subbing out. In comes Nikki Stanton. She didn't have any minutes last week, and she's just kind of getting back into the groove, so getting some minutes here in stoppage time. Quinn, big game. 2 assists on those first 2 goals. Just beautiful work.
Quinn just doesn't give the ball away very often. It's solid.
Very responsible, reliable. Strategakis, Hansen, Nikki Small. She's there with the cross. Hunter, oh my, what a stop from McCaslin. Beautiful work from Small to Hunter. Let's have another look.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a goalkeeper or Tumeth that actually gets a block on it. Between the two of them, they get the job done just about.
Oh, you're right. Tumeth was right there.
Yeah, brilliant work from both of them.
Very impressed with Tori Tumeth. Of course, it's always nice to have your performance punctuated by your first NSL goal, but more than that, just in her first year in this league, the 25-year-old having a great showing against a team like AFC Toronto.
An important block too, because I mean, lots of time left. There was still a solid 10 minutes if they had picked up a goal there, and it could have rocked Vancouver a little bit, but it didn't happen.
Morgan McAslin with no clean sheets yet this season, but certainly had plenty last year, 9. And has been able to dial in. I mean, didn't face much in the first half, certainly nothing too threatening either. 4 shots on target from AFC Toronto in this match. Perreault looking to drive into the box. We talked about the home woes for AFC Toronto. They've yet to win at home. They do have 2 draws, 2 losses. And we, of course, asked about that, and Marko Milanovic saying, we have no idea why. It remains a mystery because even last season, home was not always the advantage for AFC Toronto. And here's a corner, Camila Reyes for Vancouver. Looking more towards the back post there. Stanton goes down. Katembo, beautifully placed ball. Brewster, the strike. Just sprinting, but McAslin scoops it up with ease. In the 5th minute of what will be a minimum of 13 minutes of stoppage time. Tembo now small. Can't find any room or help.
No, they come in centrally there, and it gets really tight. Ball hitting the official.
Yeah, she's saying, that's on me, that's on me.
Yeah.
Again, the referee, Selma Flores de Roche. Officiating in this league and many others, but this league in both seasons. Okoronkwo had Chloe Uddenberg. You have to think when Okoronkwo is fully recovered, it'll be a great tandem back in full action with her and Hunter. Saw lots of magic last season, and there's still so much left. This is just the 13th week in the NSL. Get right back to it Wednesday. Small pulled down.
Well, could be a yellow card here too.
Yeah, that'll be on Nikki Stanton.
Yeah, kicking the ball away, it is a yellow card.
That's her 3rd yellow card of the season as well. Vancouver will need to keep an eye on their yellow card situation. They have the most in the league as a team, as a collective. We do have a sub now as well, as Josie Longhurst in for Reyes. Longhurst scoring in Calgary last week. Reyes, I mean, busy, great effort from Camila in this match.
Yeah, Reyes has been excellent. Interesting, in the last 2 games, Vancouver 7 goals they've scored, and all of those goal scorers are different, so that's got to really please Vancouver.
Absolutely, a beautiful delivery, but it's out, and looked like Sarah Rollins may have gotten a piece off a header, but Setting up for a player like Chloe Uddenberg is more likely what they're looking for here. Uddenberg, a standout in U Sports for Guelph. Rollins skies it. Uddenberg, by the way, one of 4 sisters who all play soccer, which I really appreciate, and I do believe that at an AFC Toronto game I was sitting in front of the Uddenbergs. They're a lovely bunch from what I can tell. In the 8th minute here of added time, Vancouver holding strong to this 3-0 lead. Rowe. Okoronkwo on the run, double teamed. Brewster, Uddenberg. Okoronkwo trying to feed it to Katembo.
Good awareness from Yeka, just letting that one roll right out of play. Vancouver doing a good job killing off this game. Need to possess the ball, hold on to it, see it out as professionally as they possibly can for a team that concedes an awful lot of goals. This is going to be a big boost for them.
Yeah, a really big, and at the right time when you consider, okay, you're 13 weeks in, you've had lots of changes to your starting 11,
right.
Some in your control, some not, and to have 14 total shots, 50% on target, 3 goals, and then to hold strong defensively against AFC Toronto. It's not over yet, but even at their most threatening, Morgan McAslin has been exactly as she needed to be. And that will be something AFC Toronto looks at as well, as right now on the doorstep, Okoronkwo was trying to get it off her heel.
Anywhere will do.
Anywhere will do, exactly. Just boot it towards the goal.
Bit of a smile on her face. Tired legs.
Oh, a nice move from Hunter. The drums have not slowed at York Lions Stadium. AFC Toronto will head on the road next week. Not far, just to Laval. Facing a very strong Montreal Roses side.
Vancouver will be happy that they won't have to do a whole lot of traveling. The next 4 at home and 8 of 9 at home in total. So good opportunity for them to get some fans behind them in Burnaby and Swangard and pick up some points and get off the table.
And they'll face the Halifax Tide, so a nice East-West Coast meetup at Swangard. Not the outing, of course, Toronto wanted. They will stay without a home win yet, to their credit, in this second season, as we have another, well, this time a caution for Lauren Rowe.
Certainly hasn't been a dirty game. Physical, but it's about it. Late challenges, but very competitive and fair for the most part.
We want to give credit as well to the officials for keeping the game in control.
Toughest job out there.
They're also battling with the heat and the humidity and the air quality, but overall, a good day in Toronto if you're a Vancouver Rise FC. And while we didn't get to see too many of her touches out on the pitch, Mila Iwasik, who had her first start, she's played all the minutes here in this game, just 16 years of age for the Rise and enjoying a really great contest with her team. And she had that big moment against Kaylee Hunter, being where she needed to be.
Yeah, it looks way beyond her years of 16. That's quite phenomenal to be playing at this level.
Winding down in what is the likely final minute here. Close out the stoppage time. AFC Toronto will still stay in the top 4 of the standings, but they'll be edged out by a single point from Vancouver. Vancouver with a 3-point win will have, oh, my apologies, I need to make sure I got my math right. Yes, okay, there we go, yes. 1 point ahead, they'll be up into 16, and AFC Toronto will hold steady at 15 points with those 4 wins on the season. And that is full time. We can officially say the Vancouver Rise close this out 3-0. Just an incredible victory over AFC Toronto. A clean sheet for Morgan McAslan, who certainly faced some threatening looks in the second half and held in strong, steady, and composed. A big win for the veteran goalkeeper. Her second win, though, of this season, and it comes on the road before a great homestand ahead for the Rise for AFC Toronto. Tough go there. They pick up their 4th loss of the campaign. Okoronkwo will head off to play with Nigeria in the Africa Cup of Nations, so some changes ahead. The transfer window opens this week as well. New players in the mix to come. Lots on the horizon, but this time, it's all Vancouver.
All Vancouver. Well played to Vancouver. They did really well. A clean sheet for that goalkeeper that deserves it. Most of the opportunities were coming from distance, which he handled brilliantly well. They've had a couple of really good weeks after, really a tough spell leading into the Calgary game. They've scored 4 times there, pick up 3 points last week. 4 different goal scorers, 3 different ones again today. Pick up another very important 3 points and have a long homestand to build on for Vancouver. Those are the good stories for that side. For Toronto, it's going to be all about the start. They just came out of the dressing room still sleeping and didn't get going until after 15 minutes, and by then it was 3-0, and it was always going to be difficult for them, a mountain to climb.
And Cotillard, of course, digging deep and doing well after those 3 early goals conceded, and we'll certainly keep an eye out on how the goalkeeping picture will shape up for AFC Toronto. Here's the full-time stats. That possession 50-50. That is how close things were at times, but the Vancouver Rise, of course, far more threatening. Total shots, they've edged out Toronto by 3. Shots on target, just 1 more, but effective corners as well. 5 for the Rise. The foul situation, both teams getting in a bit of trouble there. The yellow card situation as well. One to watch for either team. So here's the standings. You're hearing me talking numbers. This is all that matters, as Vancouver's now suddenly went from 5th below that line that's out of the playoff picture right into 3rd, ahead of AFC Toronto. Vancouver takes on Halifax. They can create even more separation next week. Speaking of which, let's take a look at Week 14 coming up in the Northern Super League. You've got Calgary still looking for their first win of the season, and they're visiting the best team in the league. That'll be a tough matchup, but nothing is impossible. They're hungry for it. Montreal, as mentioned, hosting AFC Toronto, who look to rebound. And then Rise and Halifax. I always love the East-West Coast matchup battles. You have to think home field advantage there at Swangard Stadium. A happy day for Vancouver, a tough one for AFC Toronto, but another fantastic week in the NSL. News of Winnipeg joining the league, and a big outing for Quinn, 2 assists, and a bout with the game winner. DeFilippo with a 2nd goal of the match, and Tori Tumeth with her 1st in the NSL. On behalf of Craig Forrest, our entire production team, I'm Daniela Ponticelli. Thanks for watching the NSL.